Hey everyone, this is Anurag Ray from PestRemovalWarrior.com. In this video, I'm going to talk about bloodworms. And before we continue this video, don't forget to click on the subscribe button, click on the notification bell so that you can receive updates about my video and also help my channel grow. Now, bloodworms are fascinating creatures. They are worms which are actually quite big. They can grow up to 35 centimeters in length and are venomous. These are the only species of bloodworms that are venomous, but they are not lethal to humans. So if you encounter a bloodworm can actually bite you, but you may not die from their bite because, of course, they are not poisonous enough to kill a human, but they are poisonous enough to kill their prey. Now, when they bite their prey, they usually paralyze the prey or they kill the prey just by a single bite, and then they consume the prey. These bloodworms has proboscis, which actually extends from their mouth and it captures them. And they can do it really fast, and then they capture their prey suddenly with a surprise attack, and then they consume the prey. Now, it doesn't take that long to kill the prey. They immediately do it, and they do it really fast. Now, their teeth seems to have a copper-like structure. They are made of copper, the material copper, and they are really sharp. So, if you get bitten by a bloodworm, you can feel the sting, but you can feel it bite because they are quite strong. Now, if you are getting pinched by a copper, how would you feel? That feels almost the same when a bloodworm bites. So they are quite painful, but not enough to actually kill a human. Now, these bloodworms can be found in mud water, in saltwater mud, and they usually like to stay over there and hunt over there. They can also consume small fish. They can consume other worms, and they are really predators in their regions. Bloodworms usually are saltwater beings, so if they are kept in fresh water, they will die. And these saltwater beings can be found only in the saltwater region, saltwater mud, where there has been some accumulation of saltwater in that mud. That is called saltwater mud. You can find these bloodworms over there. They usually like to go inside the mud and stay over there. They have small structures in them that allows them to crawl inside the mud, and they stay over there, hunt from there. And they actually also consume, like I mentioned before, other worms. So other worms also hide in the same region. So this becomes easier for them to catch them once they go dive inside the mud. Along with that, they also capture small fish. So the small fish may not be found in the mud all the time. They can get stuck on the mud and they can consume that, but usually they are not found. So they are usually found on the water, and these bloodworms can also travel in small in water bodies. And over there, usually in the shallow water body, they don't go too much deep, but in the shallow water bodies, and then they can capture small fishes. Now, there are also predators of bloodworm. There are birds. There are many different kind of predators that can actually kill the bloodworm. So they have to be careful along with that. So these procedures are over there. These creatures actually looks really freaky when they actually extend their proboscis, and they bite usually through that process, and they don't use their sting when they without extending the proboscis. So if they extend the proboscis, they do it really fast and really difficult to dodge them. They are usually in a mode of attack. Now, since I mentioned that they can actually bite they have venom in them. It's better to not get stung by multiple amount of them because that can be really painful. Now you can imagine that even small sting that is actually going to hurt you to some extent. You can feel itching, you can feel burning, and if that happens with you, some people can also get allergic reaction also. So if that is happening with you, so imagine what happens if multiple amount of this blood will actually start biting you, and that can become really problematic. Now you don't want that to happen, so avoiding them in large numbers is necessary, but they're also usually sold in markets they are used as bait for saltwater fishing, and they're captured in large numbers and they are sold with a good price. People make profit from them because just by selling these bloodworms. Now people use these bloodworms as bait because they are bigger fishes who actually consumes these bloodworms. Now these bloodworms may be predators, they have poison, they have sting. They can capture small fishes, but they are nothing compared to big fishes. Now big fishes can easily consume these bloodworms. There are many fishes on the salt water itself that can actually kill the bloodworms and can eat them. They are not that big, like I mentioned before. They can grow up to a size of 35 centimeters, and usually some of them are quite smaller than that. So it's not really big in size, and they have that kind of color, reddish color in the body. So they are for that reason they are known as bloodworms. They have this color like that. Their tail doesn't reflect the color red, but as you go into near the proboscis and near their mouth, it starts turning red. Now that is the reason you can see that there is a blood-like structure. It's completely red, and you can identify that it's a bloodworm because of that red color. Now, other worms have a brownish skin or other kind of skin, but this worm has typically the color of the blood that is actually red, and that's how people identify them as bloodworm, apart from the proboscis that they have. Other worms generally don't have this proboscis and they don't have the poison, so this is unique to this species of worm, that is the bloodworm, and they can be dangerous to some people and they look scary. People are actually scared of them because they look scary. Apart from that, they are not really that much scary because their poison is not that harmful to humans. Yeah, you can get some itching, that's it, but apart from that, their poison is not such that harmful to humans, and generally they avoid humans because come on now, they know what can other bigger predators can do to them, so that's why they try to avoid humans by all costs. But if you encounter one by some reason, then they can actually bite you for defending themselves. Now, in normal situations, they will try to defend themselves or they will try to go away from you where humans are staying. But if other cases, they can also you can attack the humans if they are provoked in some ways. These worms cannot be found in the fresh water. So if you're looking for them in the fresh water, that would be a foolish idea. They can't survive in the fresh water. They are marine. They are saltwater beings, so they have to live in the saltwater regions only. If you are going to keep them in fresh water, then they will die because there is no way they are going to survive in that. So the best way to keep them, if you want to keep them as for bait or for whatever reason, then you have to get a bucket full of the salt water and then keep them over there, or you can just add salt water to a mug and then also you can keep them over there. Wherever you are going to keep them in the salt water or in you can create the natural habitat of them, that is the mud. You can create the mud habitat, that is saltwater mud, and then you can also keep them over there. They will survive. Now, if they are not doing that, then they won't be able to survive. They need the natural environment in order to survive, so you have to give them that, and that they will just work just fine. So that's it for this video. If you really like this video, don't forget to click on the like, comment, and subscribe button. And uploaded 2 videos every single week. It is on Monday and Friday. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button, click on the notification bell, so that you can receive updates about my video and also help my channel grow. Thank you.